right, folks, welcome back. Quick reminder, my name is Matt Brett. Manage the Armories in Kissimmee. And we've got a couple new vets at the table. You guys have already met Bebo.
Bebo!
All right, we've got Tim Taylor, Sergeant, U.S. Army. And we've got Rob O'Brien, Corporal, U.S. Army. Both of them manager and assistant manager at the Armories in Oviedo. All right, so let's open the table up, guys.
Go infantry.
First of all, we appreciate you coming here, man. So, Rob, let me start with you. Tell me a little bit about your military career.
Joined the Army in 1994. Went to Fort Benning for basic training, OSUT. Probably some of the best days of my whole life. Had a lot of fun there. Shipped out to Fort Hood, Texas, and spent, I don't know, probably 6 years, 5 years, 10 years. I don't know. It seemed like for a lifetime. Fort Hood, Texas. Did all stateside deployments. Went to, spent a lot of time. I was part of Task Force 21, which was a new FBCB2 system. All this new integrated equipment that the military has now is stuff that I was part of the task force field training, all of this. I was an instructor for FBCB2.
And what does that mean?
It's, God, it's been such a long time.
It's GPS tracking. It's
Blue Force.
Blue Force, Blue Force tracker. So it lets you know where all of your friendlies are. Right. And so we don't have fratricide like we used to have, back to Vietnam and before that it was always,
where are they?
Fuck, we're killing our own guys.
Yeah.
It's terrible, right? So the government said, hey, we need to stop, killing our own people and be more precise. Yeah, so I did that for a while. It was a lot of fun. Did spent a lot of time at Fort Irwin, California, out in the Mojave Desert.
Sorry for you.
Yeah, probably one of the shittiest places ever. Just saying.
California in general these days.
California in general, needs to fall off of the side of the
But moving
country.
forward, so what did you do as you came towards the end of your career? What was your last assignment?
My last assignment was command staff driver. I got hurt, so I had
anything exciting?
No, unfortunately, had to complete rotator cuff repair. Herniated 2 discs in my back and fractured my hip.
Okay.
So in a training accident, so I got hurt. Yeah. And then it was just like, well, shit. Came to a point where I had to reclass, and I was trying to go aviation. And this is just before the Iraq War started kicking off. And I wanted to go aviation and do something that I wanted to follow my dad's footsteps. I grew up on the airfield, on the flight line as a kid.
Your dad served?
Yeah. My dad was 10 years. He's retired as a staff sergeant, and he was an aviation guy. And all those years as a kid, I felt, I was like, God, why do I have to always go with Dad? I'm on the airfield, and, I'm hanging out with him. He's working on a helicopter. Man, this sucks. I could be hanging out with my friends. I look at that, fast forward now to I'm almost 50, and those are some of the best days of my life.
Yeah, you can't go backwards, right?
And for me, it was something I always wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, they tell me, hey, excuse me. They're like, hey, you're going to reclass. You get 3 choices for reclass. And I said, well, I'm going to pick Black Hawk Crew Chief, Chinook Crew Chief, and Black Hawk Crew Chief again. And like, man, those are awesome choices. You got a good chance of that because, they're not combat arms MOSs, right? Technically. Which I never understood that, why they're not, because they're fucking flying over
No
combat.
rhyme or reason to
90%
of what we do.
You're fucked. So I get a call from the reclass guy saying, hey man, they're going to put you based on Army needs. They're going to put you where they want to put you, just so you know. You might want to contact PERSCOM and say, hey, what's up? So I was like, oh boy, this sounds terrifying.
So what did you end up as? Is that when you end up getting out?
That's when I ended up getting out, because they wanted to give me a desk job, and I'm not a desk person. I like being outside.
I've seen your P&L.
Yeah, fuck you. No, so for me, that's the only reason I like the shop that I'm working at right now is because I got big ass windows out front and I can see outside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an inside type of person. I don't like being stuck inside.
All right, fair enough.
So the Army was like, hey man, if you re-enlist,
you're gonna be inside.
You're gonna be stuck doing one of these 2 jobs, which was pack or supply. They wanted me to be a supply sergeant, and I was like, promotion, everything. No, I'm not gonna do it.
Sergeant Bilko in life. Yeah, I get
exactly.
that, man.
Fuck
I
yeah.
understand
So I got
that.
and then got into contracting.
Gotcha. Well, we'll touch base on that in a little bit here.
We'll move on to Tim now.
Yeah. All right, now we'll get everybody to wake up again.
Thank you.
Tim Taylor, Sergeant, U.S. Army. Tim, talk to me a little bit about your military service. Where'd you go? When'd you get in?
So I come from a very patriotic family. Both my paternal and maternal grandfathers were in World War II and Korea. My father volunteered for Vietnam, but was medically disqualified.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of growing up, it was always that's where I was going to go. So I joined the Army. 1993, I enlisted, went to Fort Benning, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I was
home of the infantry.
assigned a cohort contract, which means everybody I trained with went to the same duty station.
Okay.
We were all stationed in Schofield Barracks, Hawaii,
Nice.
which
Wait a minute.
Most people would
he gets
think.
nice, and I get a fuck you. You're going to Texas.
Most people would think that, but Hawaii is no flat ground. You're
yeah.
walking
All
uphill
that-
or downhill.
all that red dirt.
So not so much fun as infantryman. I was assigned to a scout platoon,
And what was your MOS?
11 Bravo.
Okay.
So I was an infantryman, but I was assigned to a scout platoon. And for the most part, what we did was reconnaissance. We either recon routes or sites.
Okay.
So if the larger movements, company level, battalion level, were doing movements, we would recon their route,
Okay.
mark it for them so they could.
Route clearance nowadays, right?
Yep.
Exactly, yep. Or route or site reconnaissance, which
Gotcha.
is making contact with the enemy, find out where they're at, and return information to the main body so that they would know what they're coming up on.
So after Schofield, when'd you end up?
Schofield was my only duty station.
Oh, okay.
I was stationed there for 4 years, spent 4 years on the island. Lots of training opportunities. We went to NTC, as Rob mentioned, which sucks.
Shittiest
Being
place in the
infantry
world, Dust
desert
Bowl.
We went there in January, which was everything was frozen.
Cold.
Went to JRTC. That one sucked even worse. Mosquitoes
Fort
the size
Polk.
of hummingbirds.
Yep.
Yep. Louisiana is no fun in the summertime. I spent 4 years there training for deployments that never happened. Spent some time in Sinai, Egypt. Also, no fun.
Is that Bright Star or something like that they called it?
Desert. Being infantry in the desert is no fun.
Yeah.
There's
No,
nowhere to
it's
hide.
worst ever.
Nowhere to
Worst
sit.
ever.
We never fight any place nice, man.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
it's
after
always
Grenada.
targets of our
They
opportunity.
tell us Hawaii, your theater of operations is Southeast Asia.
Right.
Jungle. That's what we trained for. Jungle experts. And they didn't send us to the jungle.
It's like
No,
10
you're
it's like
going to
10
the
mountain
desert.
in
No,
the
you're going
desert.
to Antarctica. Sorry.
Yeah. So, yep, I spent my 4 years there on island in Hawaii.
Well, let me ask you, man. With a family that's patriotic and military based, what was your desire? Why did you get into the military?
It's just the desire to serve and serve your country, protect the freedoms that we enjoy here in the United States, as
Amen.
opposed to all the other places I've been in the
Right.
world since then that don't enjoy those freedoms.
Very cool. How about you, Rob? What got you into the military?
Same thing. My dad.
Yeah, bring your hand down if you need.
I love that. I love that stuff. Yeah. So I love that stuff. For me, I played Army as a kid, and I was always, I made my own cutouts of guns with plywood, and I painted them, and somebody thought I had a real gun. I was in camouflage fatigues. My brother fucking skirted home and made it there before I got stopped by the cops and the canine going, holy shit.
Yeah.
Here they are putting me to shame. I'm like, I didn't want to
We
join.
were in a wooded area, and I
What a
was
job.
I was like, holy shit. But
Very
no,
Unabomber like
I just
right
wanted
there.
to, yeah. I wanted to do what my dad did.
Right.
I wanted to go aviation, and when I was told, hey man, they don't have any aviation slots, everybody says just pick something, go, and you get your foot in the door, right? And I was like, fuck yeah. So I got these cool choices, and to me, infantry, they're like, hey man, that's the only way to go.
I get paid to camp and hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, hey, you're you
Little
get
did
all
you
these
know.
cool things, training, this and that. And I was like, hell yeah, I'll do infantry. Why not? Because it's either that or parachute rigger or NBC. And I didn't want to do either of those lame ass MOSs.
I don't know. The guys who are attached
Stop
to the
it.
other end of that is.
And now I look back and go, hey man, yeah, my recruiter lied to me because I went infantry and holy shit. But I wouldn't change any of it. I did it because I was going to serve my country like my dad did. My dad went to Vietnam. He did his thing. He just did his his time, and he had enough of the bullshit and got out. And I did my time, and then I got hurt. And then when I got hurt, I started seeing the bullshit, and I was like, I gotta do something different. I didn't want to be stuck doing something I didn't want to do.
No,
I wanted to go
appreciate that.
airborne.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to go to Ranger School. I was at Fort Benning as an infantryman, but this was the new mechanized infantry, so they were like only taking people to, the whole OSUT and everybody's going to one place BS. We had 2 people out of our whole battalion that were light. One was he had a contract for 101, so he was 101st, go airborne. And then the other guy they selected to say, hey, man, we're going to send this guy to Ranger School. One guy who ended up flunking out and didn't do it. And I was so fucking
These things
angry.
happen, man. These things do happen, right?
Yeah.
Needs of the Army.
Needs of the Army.
Needs of the
And
Army,
there
man.
you go. Needs of the Army.
And listen, man, everybody, regardless of what they do, man, the 115th Mess Kit Battalion.
Shit,
Everything's
yeah.
you
It all
got
boils down
7.
to one end goal.
Yeah, it's 9 guys to get 1 guy to pull a trigger.
Yep.
And that's just the nature
Infantry
of the
and
machine.
those who support the
There
infantry.
you go. Infantry, yeah. And
So-
I'm a true blue, by the way. Just saying.
All right,
Throw
fair
it out
enough. Is that the cord thing?
No. It's EIB. So if you hear somebody say they're true blue, it's you earn an expert infantryman's badge.
Right.
2 ways. One is you go
Yeah, you
combat,
guys
your
love
direct combat.
patches and all
Oh,
that
you know
stuff,
me, man. I'm a patch whore.
Right.
I'm a patch whore. Thank you very much.
Any more money?
Very, 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 very proud of my EIB though.
Well, you should be, man.
You know, I got promotions and I got a lot of really good assignments because
of it.
I did it, and I was a true blue, meaning I got all goes. I passed every single task with a go.
Gotcha.
Starting from a high scoring PT test to qualifying expert with your weapons. That's the first 2, and then from there on, you go out and do your other tasks. So
Gotcha.
for me, that meant more than going out and just going to a combat zone and someone shoots at you. Yeah, that's a totally
now.
different thing.
Easy.
I get
Take it
it.
easy.
But
You're bringing
I
tears
have
to my
a lot
eye.
of guys with CIBs that are like, fuck, you actually earned yours, like as a, you went and did the train up and everything else.
Professionalism.
Task, man. It's,
Yeah.
and it was a lot of fun. That was one of the cooler things that we got
Well, what
to
did you
do.
take out of your time in the Army?
Man, first and foremost, the thing to take away from the Army is brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's what he was saying. I say
Hey,
the
no-
same
man.
thing.
nothing on this planet forms a bond like being shot at with somebody.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Putting your life in someone else's hand and putting theirs in yours. That brotherhood, first and foremost, is the thing that you take away. Beyond that, it's experiences that most people will never understand.
Simple things like just showing up on time.
Fucking
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
shut up.
Before time.
I had to go to
before
church.
time.
I had to go to church.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm sorry. That wasn't really meant for you, but
Sorry, guilty conscience.
but my point to that is like you can endure a lot more suffering. Because
Embrace
you've
the
gone,
suck.
you've gone through it. It's not going to.
Yeah, absolutely.
You take it.
You got to make the best of
That's
it.
it.
The
You
things
gotta
that
do what you
bother
gotta
people
do.
most in the civilian life are just things that are ancillary to us. It don't matter.
Oh my God, it's raining. Oh, I gotta go
Yeah.
inside.
No, I
Jesus
get
Christ,
that.
come on,
I
really?
get that.
Yeah.
So when you got out, how was your transition?
Transition was difficult when I got out. Finding a place to fit
Okay.
was a struggle. For me, being in uniform was a big thing. Just like being like everyone else and having a cohesive unit.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, a natural transition was going from the military to law enforcement,
Right.
where there's still some sort of structure.
Myrtle Beach, right?
Yes, I started at Georgetown County Sheriff's Department in South
Okay.
Carolina, and I made a home there for a little while, and then I transitioned to a larger department,
Mm-hmm.
municipal department, in Myrtle Beach Police Department.
What skills did you take from the Army that helped you there?
Again, a lot of it was the hyper awareness that you
That
develop in
vigilance.
the military. Yeah,
Discipline
That-
is definitely a big
Discipline,
one.
discipline,
things
uniform.
that other people don't see.
All
Okay.
that good stuff.
Taking pride in your appearance, because in law enforcement, predominantly, presence is your first level of force.
Okay.
It is absolutely.
You look professional. You appear professional. People treat you like a professional.
Okay.
If you look like a bag of ass, then people will try you that wouldn't normally.
I had a gunnery sergeant who told me, he goes, let the other platoons not take care of their equipment. You're going to do this extra 15 minutes worth of work because it's going to be worth saving your life,
Absolutely.
so nobody bothers you.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how That's how for me in the infantry. That's how I was. You know, I mean, I don't do this shit now. I don't know why, but I used to roll my socks, my underwear, everything that I had, my linens, right?
They breathe the OCD into you.
So it was
Don't
always
hit me with the stick again.
dude, I was always ready for an inspection. I mean, period. That's
Right.
why I moved up as fast as I did and did what I did, because, you know, I was always doing that. For me, I ate it. I dreamt it. I slept it. For me, I ate it up. That was just everything I wanted.
Well, they teach
to
you
go
if you
and do
focus
that,
on the
you know?
details, the big things will take
Absolutely.
care of themselves.
What happened to me now, right?
Yeah.
The details. Fucking shut
Well,
up, Matt.
let me start with you, man. What is it about what you've done in the past to where you work now? You know, what did you bring with you that makes you successful? What do you find common?
Challenge,
Yeah.
like be bigger and better. You know, at the end of the day, your senior leadership is supposed to mentor, mold you to take their position and surpass them.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at. You know, I've always wanted to be bigger and better. You know, I don't want to stay stagnant. And even now, you know, working at the shop, we've had these conversations where I want to move up. You know, and that's what I take from it. You know, it's always be bigger, be better, make a difference.
Right.
You know, if you don't like the problem, fix it. You know,
Now,
be that person.
Be that person. Do you guys see that within the armories?
Oh, yeah, man.
Absolutely. Yep.
So I've been with the company, probably for everybody here, I've been here longer than anybody else, 5 years now with the company. And like we were talking about earlier, you know, the company has done so much for me just in every day, you know, just working and doing things that you know, at the shop and this and that and the other, starting as a part-time to full-time guy to, you know, just about a year into it. Hey, man, there's an assistant manager position open and we want to put you in it and we feel that you're capable and we're going to move you to Oviedo. So I went from, you know, 15 minutes door to door to 45 minutes door to door driving. But the challenge, you know, was, hey, man, you're going to take this on. And I went to a store where they had a really good general manager there, Stern, Jeremy Sternisha, who's also a veteran. He's a Navy guy.
Just came back, actually.
Yeah, just came back. And I'm glad to have him back with the company because he's near and dear to me. But going there and working with him side by side, I brought a lot to the table that he didn't have, which was talking to the people, going out and saying, hey, what are you looking for? You know, and just kind of finding out what their needs were and being able to have a genuine, I care, you know, what are you looking for? Not just hey, yeah, welcome to Walmart, you know, the kind of bullshit. Sorry, I don't want to, you know, put them out there, but whatever.
We get sued, it's on you,
yeah,
man.
Exactly. So, you know, for me, it was, you just go there and you get to help people. I get excited. Someone wants to build a gun. Fuck, I'm like,
I'm the same way.
I'm balls in, man. Let's go and let's build. Hey, you want this? You want to do that? And I like designing different types of builds. You know, clone correct stuff,
Right.
all the way to cool, modern, whatever kind of things. And I really enjoyed it. And it brought a lot of, you know, my military background into doing what I was doing with the Armories. And why? Because the discipline,
Right.
first and foremost, right? First general order in the United States Army is you will never quit your post until properly relieved, period. So for me, it was, I feel that, you know, that was my post, was coming in there as an assistant manager and saying, hey, I'm not leaving until the job is done.
Right.
And I've always been that way. Going, you know, forward and moving up, you know, Stern left and took a hiatus, and I accepted the challenge of stepping into the general manager position. That was a little more than I expected at first, you know.
It grows on you.
Yeah, it does.
It grows on you.
You know, you get into it and you get into the position and you do your thing there. The biggest thing for me from that was just working with other people and meeting Matt Brett and Bebo and Tim and JD and
See, I'm not the
all
only
the
one
other
who can't
guys.
pronounce your name.
You know, I know, because I call and say, "Hey, thank you for calling the Armories, Kissimmee. This is Bebo. How can I help you?" Bebo.
Am I the only one that answers the phone?
No.
Another conversation.
But yeah, we'll say that for a later day.
But let me. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's just for me, it was
Changing the vibe of everything.
yeah. But the brotherhood.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's there.
though
That's what we were
Robbie and
talking
Lewis
about, yeah.
didn't serve in the military, they have a great understanding and respect for that. And Giles as well. Giles
Giles did
a
serve.
lot of people don't know, yes, was he served in the military, foreign military, but he was also a contractor like the rest of us. And so
Oddly
we'll get into
enough,
that later.
We'll
but
talk a little bit more
yeah.
about that. We'll talk a little bit more about that.
There's camaraderie there, and that's by
That's the
far
best thing.
the
That's
best,
the
the
best thing we got.
best thing, the brotherhood.
I agree. Tim, what about you? I mean, you recently got promoted.
Yes. Yep.
So
took over
the company, to Bebo's point, is be the person, right?
Yep. Be the solution you want to see.
It's a great way of putting it.
Yep. Absolutely.
How was your path with the company?
Very, very rapid for the most part. I mean,
As was
in
mine.
all honesty,
It's real as fuck.
It is.
Yeah.
Full disclaimer, I've known Tim for a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
As a matter of fact, Matt is the reason why I'm at this company.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was out looking for a job, and I stopped by to visit Matt at the Armories in Kissimmee, and he mentioned that they were hiring. So yeah, and that's
And it's the second company we
It's
work
worked
with.
out quite well.
Yeah.
It's worked out
been
quite well.
about a year and a half, give or take. I started in Kissimmee. I transitioned to Winter Garden to assist them, and ended up staying there for about 6 months.
Yeah.
And then I went to Oviedo to assist them, and ended up staying there and getting promoted to assistant manager.
Very cool, man.
So
Moving up quite well. Moving
Yeah,
up quite well.
congratulations.
rapid
Rapidly.
promotion.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. If you and we'll go around the table again. If you had one piece of advice, Tim, that you can give to a young man or a young woman who wanted to go into the military but wasn't sure, what would that be? And be honest.
I would definitely say if you're gonna do it, be all in. Don't dip your toe in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Get all in. Do the job. Absorb everything you can from the job. Make those bonds with the men that you're going to be with that will last a
Mm-hmm. And
lifetime.
women.
Or women.
And women.
Or women.
Now, and
yeah.
women. No women in the infantry when I was in.
Yeah, I know.
But
What
I
the
will
hell?
tell you, there are
Ranger school? See,
still
what?
gentlemen that I went to basic training with that I am in contact with to this day.
Right.
God, 30 years later.
Jesus. Getting old, bro.
Yeah, it's still talk to those people that we form those bonds.
So be all in.
Yep, be
all
all
in.
in. Do it all.
Very cool.
Don't just say, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do for the next 4 years. I'm going to earn some college money, but I got longer term plans. If you're going to do this, be all in.
Very cool,
Even
bro.
if it's for the 4 years, man.
Literally,
give 'em hell.
your life depends on it. The life of other people depend on it.
Very cool, man. So, brother, let me ask you, what would your one piece of advice be?
We've
I'd
all
like to
been there.
apologize to all the recruiters that are out there.
I got some really personal. I was infantry, so
Don't do that.
whatever their choices are.
That's great, man. You got the job that you wanted.
And he wanted it, and he said, "I'll take it.
Well, very cool, man.
Get the job that you want. You have to.
Excellent, man.
Suck at basic training."
Fair enough. Fair enough. Anything from before that you wanted to bring up as
Give
far
'em
as
hell.
the advice?
Again, that's all I got. Give them hell. Go in like Tim said. Give it all you got and fucking put in the work, even if it's 4 years or whatever. Put in the work, bust your ass, earn that check. And,
very cool, man. I
set the
appreciate
standard
that.
for the next guys.
Well, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I appreciate you taking the time to speak to me and speak to our fans. But listen, man, thank you for your service. I appreciate the clothing.